Welcome back to International Scale Modeler. I'm Lee. This is a new show for November 2015. To start off with today, unfortunately I haven't got a great drink. It is in the morning, and so this is just lime and water, but cheers anyway. Really nice lime. Freshly squeezed. But anyway, so what we've got coming up this month. Okay, so we've got the ISM Forum, GBs SiGs, competition prizes, etc. The SiGs and GBs that are running at the moment, ultimate news, pools and mine current build updates, prize your winners for this month, and what prizes are there for this month, for last month, sorry. Reviews, the Tank Art 4 from Rinaldi, Airbrush cleaning video, and a RetroKit Martian tripod review. So plenty to come. No, it's not going to be as action-packed as it is this week, which will all become clear in a little bit. News in brief, obviously, it's Telford this coming weekend, so I think everyone's preparing for that. I know we are. We've been frantically preparing for it for quite a while now. But there is some bad news. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it to Telford, so really annoyed. Mainly because I'm moving house. I moved house literally on the Friday that Telford that we would normally go in and set up and everything, so I'm not going to get down. I'm not going to get over to the UK, unfortunately, which is really sad. So I'm going to miss Telford, but we will be there. Obviously for Ultimate News and News in Brief, all the same thing. Ultimate Modern Products and ISM, we've got a big double table this year, right on the end. We're located here, which is the main hall, Hall 1. Row G1, and so we've got a big double table on the end, so it's four tables now, and half of that will be ISM and the other half will be Ultimate Modern Products. As you can see here, we had a corner one last year, so this year it's going to be much bigger. It's just a shame I'm not there to help out really, so Paul's got to do it. And before I go any further, I would just like to say thank you to our volunteers, who Nigel and Ant and Tim, who are going to go down and help Paul out because I'm not going to be there. Just say a massive thank you to you guys for helping out. I'm sure you'll have a great weekend. It's just a shame I can't make it, so I do apologise about that. Obviously, with regards to the the ISM part of the site, it'll be basically we'll have models and forum things you can pick up and that, and see works that have been done on the forum by various members and things like that. On the Ultimate side, obviously we'll have all our stock there. We're going to be taking the model kits that we sell online as well on our site. We're going to be taking all of them down there, and we're going to have something special. We're going to have up to 25% off all of the model kits that are available on our online store. Now, if you're going to Telford, what I suggest you have a look online, see what there is there, and make a note of what you want, and then come down and pick it up. Now, there are limited numbers. We've only got 1s and 2s of a lot of them left, so it'll be a case of first come first served. Whatever's left, that's all there'll be, sort of thing. But in some cases, I think we're having up to 40% off on a couple of them as well. So we just need to reduce the stock a little bit. So great deals available to you guys out there. If you want to buy model kits, obviously anything that's on our store will be 25% off model kit wise. So something to look forward to. Silly prices. As I say, it's a shame I can't make it. I'll definitely be there next year. I think next year there's going to be a big meet up. We've got a few guys coming over from America and Canada next year as well, and a lot more from Europe coming over. I think we're going to have a big old knees up Mother's Brown for both nights, Fridays and Saturday night there. So that will be something to look forward to next year. But it is a disappointment I can't make it. I'm really gutted because it's the one show I look forward to during the year. But there's just nothing I can do. We're moving house, and I think if I said to my wife I'm going to bugger off and let you do with it, because the flights are only once every week now, I've got to stay there a week. So Kate, I don't think Kate would appreciate that very much, and I don't think I'll be able to speak afterwards, or I'll be able to stand. Actually, she'll probably kick my nuts in quite badly. But anyway, so everyone who is going to Telford, have a smashing weekend. I really, it is a great weekend there, and especially meet up with the lads afterwards, have a beer and what have you. You're more than welcome to as well. So I'm sure Paul will go into it a bit more in his section as well. Anyway, so talking of Paul, we're going to go over to Paul now. He's going to do a review of the Tank Art 4 from Rinaldi, an absolutely fantastic book.
Hi everyone, Paul International Scale Modeler. Welcome to another book review. Today I got a review of the brand new Tank Art 4 by Michael Rinaldi. It's been out for a couple of weeks now. It took me a while to get my hands on a copy, but I got one the other day, and I thought I'd give a quick review for you guys, so you can have a look, see what you get for your money. I've got Tank Art 1 to 3. This is a second visit to German armour. The first one was German armour, second was Allied, third was modern. I believe he's going to revisit all of them again. I think the next one up again is Allied armour again. I think, don't hold me to that, but I think it is. So it's another visit to, people say why do it, but in my opinion, A, you can't have enough books. I love books, I've got loads of them, and B, you can have enough resource material. So why not release another one? And the beauty of this thing is it's got a UMP product in it as well, which is a first for us, being in a full published book. So what you get, fantastic book. Unusual size to square book at the end of the day. This cost me, oh, there you go, UMP product straight away. This cost me £26 plus post from Hysterex. They're all seem to be much of a much cost wise, whereas you flick through, you can see different pieces of armour, more UMP there, track burnishing. You can see different techniques, we're going back to front, but it doesn't matter. So you've got a gorilla as they're called, I think. All the way back, the Tiger 2, sorry, couldn't read then, reading it off the camera. All the way through, so it starts to finish, techniques. They are advanced techniques, so they might not be for everyone to take up straight away, but it's something to aspire to, something to look at maybe in the future when you start honing your skills and your techniques. So look at. So we start at the front, the photographs in it are stunning, very high quality, as too is the print in the book. You got an introduction which goes through developing a new mantra, practice perfect makes perfect, which is a good point. A few products there, a couple of magazines and brochures on the other side, and straight into technique proficiency. So you got a pin wash, blending, these are all little like bulletin points at the beginning, HS chipping. So if you're using the hairspray technique, which I'm not going to lie, I've never used hairspray before, I use chipping fluid. It runs you through how you use that. Whitewash chipping, pigment, speckling, mapping, etc. These are basic armour skills. Disc camo, whitewash, SBS, what's he doing there? I'm not sure. But like I say, they do go quite in depth. I'll be honest, this is the first time, other than looking at the pictures of the UMP stuff, this is the first time I've gone through the book. So you're seeing this for the first time as I see it. You're on to Panzer Grey. Obviously different techniques. About adding bounced gear, etc. Winter whitewash. Shame didn't have the UMP whitewash in it, but it does show you an alternative way of doing it. But if you're going to do it, use the UMP stuff. Obviously, that's on a Panzer IV, the F1. So you go through the build, adding a whitewash version 2, etc., etc. Shows you the results. Then you go whitewash on a Panzer, Jagdpanzer 38T, and a pin wash, filter, etc. onto the Elephant. So showing you how to do it on different subjects, which is quite good. We skip forward a little bit. You got a Tiger 2 from its build. It is completed, absolutely beautiful, hard to see on the double spread, with a very, very nice Tiger 2. Again, built bare styrene, bare tracks, through to primer, base colour, chipping, etc. All the way through the techniques. And like I said, it's very clear and concise, exactly like all the other books. So if you've got the other ones, you know exactly what you're looking at. So there'll be no surprises at all. And the level of work is just absolutely stunning. Road wheels, adding snow effects, and again, beautiful. There you go, using black in it on the tracks. Don't like the effect as much as ours, and I'm probably biased, but I like the way ours works. It's very, very good. Through to more heavier weathering on the KT. So it's quite in depth all the way through various things. And then quick overview of all the effects used, and then on to something else. So you've got a Pack 43 on a Panzer III-4, which is the Nash one. So again, beautiful machine, excellent camo, very nice weathering, absolutely stunning bit of work. And again, run through the fraud tracks, right the way through to priming, base colours, oil dot rendering, interiors. The level of work and detail is absolutely spectacular, really is good. Disc effect camo, which looks absolutely an absolute pain in the backside to do. Yeah, that's one. That's a definite advanced technique. We've got different paint effects, multi-layer chipping by the look of it, on and so forth, mud. So again, there we go, ultimate modelling. So our tracks being burnished, well not our tracks, our fluid being used. And it gives a good little write-up, shows you how to burnish them and weather them as well. So very, very handy technique. And again, on the way through, we've got the Gorilla. I think it's Gorilla, not Gorilla, I think it's Gorilla. Again, the build, all the interior using photo etch, which looks absolutely stunning. That's a real nice touch to that. Painting it on and so forth. So it's the basic same techniques for all the different vehicles. Again, tracks again. Oh, UMP burnishing fluid again. What a surprise that was there. And it just runs through using it, the effects, etc. And there you go, you can see them burnished and weathered. So I go on the close-up one, you can see that. Very, very nice. And I'll tell you now, those light colour rust paints are superb. Fantastic paints. Right through. So it's basic techniques on a lot of different vehicles, different things done in different places. It's a very nice book, a nice book to sit down and read or come back to as reference. And again, these like not bulletin points, like quick picture overviews with the pages, and like an index essentially, or a content afterwards. Goes through each individual step, so you can literally find the page or the step it's on and go back to it and find where it is. That's a nice touch of these books. Onto something a bit more unusual. A B2. Never even heard of that, not gonna lie. And again, scratch building, etc. Very nice book. Right the way through to the end, and you've got different effects of base coat, pin wash 2, chipping 1, dust layer 1, pin wash 3, chipping 2, final finish. And the same here, base coat, pin wash, dry brush, etc. So you can see step by step what the different effects do, and it is a nice touch. It is a very nice touch of it, and a finished article at the back with a brilliant piece of chain. That's a very nice chain. So that's it. So like I said, there's others due out. I've got the other 3. I think issue 1 and 2. 1 went completely out of print and was hard to get, and 2 was getting difficult as well, but I think they've reprinted them now, so they're available. I think I actually amended them. I added a bit more content to them. So do I recommend buying it? I would. I'm a big fan of books. I don't think you can see too many techniques, especially from different people. You can then pick and choose how you want to do it. You don't have to follow things religiously. Pick how you want to do it, and do it that way. I got loads of books, and I always enjoy buying and reading books. They're a great resource. The internet's brilliant, but I think sitting there with a book in front of you is a very handy resource. So yeah, I'd recommend getting it. If you like German armour and you want to learn a bit more, definitely go out and buy it. And I know, like I say, I think there's another Allied and another modern armour coming out soon as well. So there you go. So the Rinaldi Tank R4. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon, and I'll catch you around.
Okay, thanks for that, Paul. As you can see, absolutely cracking book. If you've had 1 to 3, you'll know how good they are. The quality is fantastic. The processes involved are good, and he does really explain himself very well, Michael. And it's great to see that he recommends Ultimate Modelling products, our burnishing fluid. I know he uses our sanders and everything as well on his builds. He just really can't put them in his photographs. But I want to say a big thank you to Michael for that. It's great to know that someone of his standard recommends our products. I mean, he's one of the great builders out there. So I'd like to say thank you to Michael for that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to the GBs and SiGs that are running at the moment. Well, at the moment we've only got 2 official ones running, and we've got a couple of others. We've got the New Age Desert Rats GB, which started on the 1st of December. That will run till the 31st of December. So if you want to jump into a GB, you've still got plenty of time on that. Still 2 months left on that. And the rules are basically any modern desert combat arena in the last 35 years, so from 1980 onwards. You can include vehicles, AFVs, UFVs, aircraft, people, dyers, anything really, as long as it's a desert conflict. You know, there's some really good models in there so far. Fantastic. A lot of dust and sand weathering effects as well. Really good. Sponsored by Models Our Go, so thanks a lot for John and Mandy for that. We've also got our main SiG at the moment, which is the Harl the Hunters. Obviously, apparently there's been some confusion over this. It's any German Jagd, J-A-G-D, from World War II. some good entries already, some cracking builds, been popular ones as well. That's sponsored by S&M stuff. Again, that will run until the 31st of December. We've also got Kiwi Gav's Star Wars SiG, as my favourite one of the year so far, I have to say. Some absolutely fantastic stuff in there. I mean, really is an inspired SiG, and people have really gone to town on their builds on there. I really wanted to enter my my RetroKit snowspeeder in that, but I just haven't had time to build anything, which is such a shame. But some absolutely brilliant. I can't wait for the reveal video on that one. I'm going to really look forward to doing that one. I'm going to try and get that out before Christmas as well. But that finishes on the 18th of December, so it's going to be really tight. Hopefully we'll be settled into our new home and everything won't have anything to do, and it will be okay. Obviously UMP is sponsoring that. We're giving gift vouchers for our website, 30, 20 and £10 in respective first, second and third places. But definitely worth a look. You've still got 6 weeks to enter something. It's more than enough time to build a kit and enter it into that if you really want to do so. But it's a fantastic kit. Really love that SiG. I don't know about it because Paul's just started it today, but I think there's a Mill Hind SiG that he started. It's not an official ISM one. It's just one that he's hosting on ISM. Maybe that as well. I think Paul's going to go into it a bit on his section as well, so I don't know anything about it, I'm afraid. But that's all our GBs and SiGs. Obviously we've got the threads running on ISM at the moment to give us ideas for any GBs and SiGs that you want to see next year. So come on over and look in the GB and SiG section, and it'll be what do you want to see in 2016. We're going to leave that open for probably another week or so, week to 10 days from the date of this show, and then we'll close it down, and then Paul and I will pick out what we feel is the best top 10 for GBs and the top 10 for SiGs, and then you guys can vote on which ones you want to see for next year. Obviously there'll be 4 SiGs and 3 GBs, and if some members come up with some great ones along the way, we may sponsor them as well. So like we have done this year, we've done a couple this year ourselves, so that would be good. So make sure to go along. If you've got any ideas, put them on thread. It'd be great to see them. There's some fantastic ideas already, so we've got no shortage of ideas, but it'd be good to see if there's any new ones as well. So a lot repeated as well, so you can see which ones the popular ones are going to be. Anyway, that's all the GBs and SiG stuff. We're going to go over to a review now from Paul. Basically, it's not a review, it's just basically a how-to video of how to clean your airbrush properly. We get a lot of questions about, I've had problems cleaning this part and that part. Obviously, we're going to be using Ultimate Airbrush Cleaning Fluid because it's the best out there. But over to Paul for this informative vid.
Hi everyone, Paul the Tasha Scale Modeler. A video today on how to clean your airbrush. Now, it's coming back for 2 reasons. Number one, I want this video for Telford. So this will be on our standard Telford. We've needed a new video for a while. The last video I did was incorporating one of the techniques videos from about 2 years ago. So it's lost in there, it can't be used as a standalone video. And mostly, I saw a post of the day on a Facebook page, I can't remember which one it was a modelling one, it wasn't ISM. And somebody was asking about airbrush cleaners, what do you use? I suggested ours, as I'm going to. They said they couldn't afford it because it takes a quarter of a bottle each time you clean your airbrush. And that only equates to 4 cleans per bottle, which is utter nonsense. Whoever told them that was talking absolute rubbish. I in fact went and checked, and I think I managed to clean my airbrush with an absolute minuscule amount, which I'll show in a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some Mr. Hobby Aqueous Flat Black through my trusty aging Infinity Harder Steenbeck 0.2mm needle. We'll spray it through. I'm going to let it sit for 10-15 minutes, dry nice all over the colour cup. I'll show you the time. We'll come back and I'll show how to quickly clean it off. Now this Infinity is good 18 months old. My colour cup has lost all of its chrome. It's scratched to hell in there, as you can see, because it's a very well used airbrush, constantly used every day. Exterior's held up really well. That's a fingerprint off me. It's a CR Plus, so they do hold up really nice. But that in there doesn't aid with airbrush cleaning because that's a rough surface. But even with that, I reckon 2 colour cups, not even full, a couple of backflows, a brush, and we'll be done. No problem at all. What I'm going to grab my airbrush hose, which is there. We're on. I've got some Tamiya Flat Black. Tamiya. Mr. Hobby, I've got some UMP thinner. Get the bottle a good shake. Yes, I always smack it on my hands. Everyone says, oh, why'd you do that? It mixes the paint. I need a new bottle of this as well. So I'm just going to chuck a little bit in there. Not a massive amount because we don't need a lot. And we'll put in a little smidgen of thinner. And again, I don't measure my thinner. I just lob it in and spray accordingly. So there you go. It's probably about 50-50, which is roughly what Mr. Hobby should be. I'm going to wipe that off. We're going to put it in the airbrush, like so. We're going to get it all over the sides of the airbrush. As you do, and what we'll do actually, we're going to pull it through. So don't do this normally, I've got no spray booth on, but we pulled it through. As you can see, get it to focus, it's all over the needle. So you can see it's on the needle. I'm going to get some thicker Mr. Hobby, and I'm going to put it in neat, just so I can get it smeared all over the side of the colour cup. There we are. So as you can see, it's about a mil of paint in there. I'm going to drag it. As you can see, that is literally everywhere. That is neat paint. I wouldn't recommend getting any metal inside your airbrush. But there we go. And got it all over the side of the colour cup. It's absolutely everywhere. I'm going to spray through the neat paint, like so. We're going to leave a good, it's up to the neck inside, so it's probably not even half a mil in there. I'm going to take it off its air hose, and I'll show you the time right now live. So it's 11:07 on Sunday the 1st November. I'll come back 10-15 minutes and we'll clean it out once it's all nicely dried all around the rim of that airbrush. Okay, so we go to the time. It's been very nearly 15 minutes this has been left. It's been left there, I haven't touched it, literally put it over there. Left it be. If I grab it, you can see inside the paint's all dried up the side, it's still wet down the bottom. So what we're going to do, we're going to spray that away. I've got my airbrush cleaning station next to me, so there we go. I'm just going to pop it in, blow away the paint that was left in there. As you can hear, there was quite a bit in there. There we go, so that's all the paint out of it. I'm going to get some kitchen roll, and I was going to show you what we're left with. So you can see the bottom of the brush is empty, but all at the sides we've got black paint everywhere. So airbrush cleaner, what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure some out. Now the first mark on this cup is 5 mil. I'm going to put it to 5 mil. There we go, 5 mil. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the side camera. There you go, it's just up to that first mark there, which is, in fact, it's just under 5 mil. Yeah, it's just under 5 mil. So there's 5 mil in there. There we go, there's the airbrush empty. I'm going to pour a little bit in. I need to grab my cleaning brush, which I actually forgot to grab. There we go, it's a bit manky. My brush of choice is a large Humbrol brush. You can see I've got two. I've got one with and without a yellow tape on, so I don't know which brush is which. Now I'm going to move that so we don't white out. I'm going to put a little bit of cleaner in. So it's probably about half of it. It's probably a little bit too much, but I tend to just lob it in. So first lot, all around the rim. So get your brush right in there, as you can see. Takes off all the dry paint off the side walls really quickly and easily. So all around the sides. I then get all around the top, all around the colour cup, all around the rim of the colour cup, and if any's got anywhere else, I'll do that. So once the sides are done, straight down the bottom, I push the brush right down into the needle. Not pressing on the needle until the bristles getting down there. A good swirl round to pull the needle back. I'm not pressing down for air, just so the needle pulls back to get on that, and then a very quick wipe over. Brush goes down. We then use the pinch tip. If you haven't got a pinch tip, you can buy little yellow caps that'll fit over the end. We backflow it. So what we're doing is we're blowing air back through the nozzle. So we're pushing out any paint, any other rubbish that comes out. I'm going to use that old paint cup from before to tip that away. Never spray that through your brush, because you could have dry paint, everything in there. Now just off that one, the airbrush, we get it to focus, it's probably 90% clean. What I'll then do, and I normally will blow it into the airbrush cleaning cup, is we'll just blow away what's left inside. A little bit more cleaner. Another backflow. Like so. Now you won't get anything out of that, it's just a little bit discoloured. Spray a little bit through, get the cloth wet, wipe the pinch tip, and then grab my brush, wipe it off, dip it in the fluid that's in there, and very, very gently I just run it across the needle. Like so. And all that does is free up anything on the needle whilst it's still moist. All around the colour cup, which we'll wipe right now. So there we go, we'll do a pinch tip again. We're going to backflow it. We're going to tip it away again. We're going to wipe the inside again and spray away what's left. And there you go, on white paper, spotless. Airbrush is absolutely spotlessly clean inside and out. Needs a little bit of wipe there. Other than that, spotless. Now, how much cleaner did we use? If I hold it up for me to see, and I use the mark, so we've got there's 3 ml of cleaner left in there, and I'll try and show it on the side, and if I can't, I'll take a photograph right now live so you can see where it is. Now I can hold it up. There we go, let me just check the picture worked. There it is. Now if you can see that, there's the 5 ml mark. And we're just there, probably going to tip a little bit further back, but it is on the 3 ml mark. So I've used less than 2 millilitres of fluid to clean the airbrush. That's not a quarter of a bottle. So that equates to over about 135 cleans per bottle, which for the price of our cleaner isn't that bad at all. So simple, easy to do. And what I'll do, I'll put a little bit more of this through just to show you that the airbrush is clean. So there you go, spraying that through. That's just neat airbrush cleaner, there's no black in there, absolutely spotless. So nice, quick, easy, and when you're done, just leave a little dribble of airbrush cleaner in the bottom, so next time you come to use it, it's fresh, it's ready to go, you can blow that away before use, job done. That easy. So there you go, nice and simple. 2 millilitres of airbrush cleaner, not a quarter of a bottle, not like, you know, 70 odd mil per clean, as somebody said, 2 millilitres. So if that's not value for money, I don't know what is. Simple, quick, I do that every time. I know for a fact when I come back to that airbrush, be it 3 days or a week later, it'll be fine to use again, it'll work. The only time I need to strip down is if I'm switching and changing paints, because I use Mr. Hobby, Acan, extra acrylics, etc. And some of the water-based ones don't like the alcohol or lacquer-based paints, and they can gum up in your airbrush. And so that's the only time I'll strip it down. Our airbrush cleaner works with every paint out there. This airbrush cleaner works with every thinner out there, so every X28, Ultimate, Mr. Hobby lacquer thinner, etc, etc. Sorry, lacquer thinner, Mr. Hobby, Mr. Colour thinner, it'll work with them all just as well. And as you've seen, it's very quick, simple and easy to clean your airbrush. So there you go, thanks for watching, I hope that's proved useful. I'll catch you around and I'll see you soon.
Well, thanks for that, Paul. As you can see, nice and easy to clean your airbrush, really. Obviously, Ultimate Modeling Products airbrush cleaner is the best out there. It is the standard that everyone else tries to reach. Anyway, so forum news, obviously prize draws and everything. We're going to do that now. But before we do, can we just ask that obviously people send in pictures of themselves with their kits that they win, or if you've got a cat or a dog or a child or something like that who you want to put in there as well, that would be fantastic. We've had some great pics recently, so please keep that going. We'd like to keep the rogues gallery, keep ticking over with those. So the prizes are from E-Models this month, no sorry, for last month, for October's was the Kitty Hawks 148 Sepcat Jaguar GR1 GR2. I really love this kit. I really want this kit on my list. And obviously from you at Ultimate Modeling Products, there's a mega set of washes. So it's all 8 of our washes there. So fantastic 2 prizes, both equal in value actually. So without further ado, let's announce the winners. Okay, for the Kitty Hawk 148 Sepcat Jaguar GR1 GR2 from E-Models, the winner is Scott to Go. Scott to Go is from West Lothian in Scotland, so well done, mate. You've won the 148 Sepcat Jaguar. Awesome prize, well done. And for the ultimate Modelling Products mega set of washes, the winner of that is Indie Modeler, and Indie Modeler is from Indiana, USA. So well done, guys. If you could both PM me your names and addresses on the ISM, that would be fantastic. And as soon as we've got that, we'll get these prizes out to you ASAP. So some fantastic wins there. Well done, guys. So for this month's prizes from eModels, kindly from eModels, we've got Tackham's brand new 135 Chieftain Mark 11. Another kit that I want to add to my stash, but absolutely fantastic. I love the Chieftain tank and all its iterations, and I think it's just a fantastic tank. So it's going to be a brilliant prize. And for the other prize from Ultimate Modern Products will be a mega set of washes again. So all 8 of our washes again. Both prizes are worth what? 45 and 55 pounds. So some 100 quid's worth of prizes up for grabs this month. So fantastic. So now we're going to go over to. I'm just going to do a small kit review on a thing from RetroKit. Now Dom at RetroKit is a fantastic guy. We're toying about having a deal with him, but he does these resin, single run resin kits and things like that. They're absolutely brilliant. And I picked up one from Telford last year, a Martian tripod. So let's have a look, see what it's like. Welcome back to International Scale Modeler. I'm Lee. Today we're going to do a review of one of these. Now this is going to be a quick review. It's not a big kit, but it's a little multimedia kit. This is a Martian tripod 1144 from RetroKit. Now RetroKit, the guys that do, I would imagine most of you have seen these. They do these little banana minions and things like that, these little minions. Actually brilliant little things once they're painted up in that. I've got the full collection at the moment, so just got to get around to doing them. But anyway, so we go on to these. So these they do very small resin models, multimedia models and things like that that are quite different from the norm, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Now, as you can see on the box here, you've got a picture of a tripod. Now this looks like it's like a steampunk version of the tripod and everything. If you see, it's not like the classical view of it and everything. But it's in 1144, comes in a very sturdy, very nice box. And if we open it up, okay, you can see it all comes all packaged up. We've got a little instruction manual, and we've got the bits of the kit. Let me just pop all these out. Put that over there. Okay, right. So okay, let's go. We'll go through the bags one at a time. We've got the main roof of the craft. And as I say, this is all solid resin. Oh, that's tight. There you go. And as with any resin, it's going to need a little bit of cleanup, as you can see. These will have to come off, I would imagine, and this part here. And just a good buff up and a shine and everything. You can do that with one of these. With one of the ultimate buffers. Now that will bring that up really, really nice indeed, as you'll see. There you go. That's perfect. Already, look, just a quick shine, and that'll get rid of all the crap that's on resin as well. You should always clean resin kits before you build them, obviously, because they have got a lot of stuff on them. So you clean them and then polish them, and they should be more than fine to accept your paint and everything. But let's pop that over there. We've then got a bag of lots of little bits and bobs. And skiddly bobs. And if we look on here, we obviously got the main tub again, as you can see from this resin. I'll just zoom you in a bit so you can have a look. Okay, as you can see, there's quite a bit of cleanup needed on there, but that's going to sit on there and everything once all cleaned up, as you can see from the picture here. But again, resin, obviously always do it in a well ventilated room or with a mask on if you're going to cut resin or anything like that. You've then got, looks like the sack for the humans on the back there. Very nicely cast, nice and rough and bumps and bumps. Again, just needs to tidy up where it's come off the sprues and things like that. And that I would imagine is going to sit on there somewhere like that, like so. Which would look cool. I think really go to town. It's like an antique version. We've then got, I don't think that's a leg. I would be surprised if it was. I don't know. Because there's only one of them. So it could be, I don't know. We'll have to see. It might be the injector thing. Maybe it's that. And then again, we've got lots of other bits of resin here. All very nicely cast and nicely moulded. The actual pieces themselves, as you can see, are not there's no resin, you know, over onto the main pieces. It is literally just on the sprues and things like that. So very nice indeed. And there's lots of, there's a different type of resin there. And as you can see, lots of little bits and bobs, skiddly bobs. The pipes themselves, they're really nicely cast. Again, you're not going to need much tied up, a little bit here and there, but literally that will come off with a quick swipe of the scalpel. Nothing to worry about there at all. Again, some more there. As you can see, this looks like part of its claws and its hands, things like that. Very nice. It's going to look a funky little model when it's done up, and obviously more additives here, lumps and bumps and what have you to go on to the model itself. I've got a little tiny bit there. No, I don't want to lose that. Okay. Now we've also got in the packet these. These are white metal. Now these will take the ultimate burnishing liquid, so you may not need to paint these at all. Being white metal, they will need definitely a clean up. You can feel the release agent or whatever on top. But I would imagine these have to be parts of the legs, and I would have thought that they fit together like so in some such way. We'll have a look in a second, and that would make up the tripod. So as you can see, you know, this is, you know, once this is built up, it's actually going to be quite a large model. I think it's going to look very funky once it's done. We'll pop these over here and we'll get a better look at what the pieces are once we have a look through the details. Let me just zoom that one out. So the instruction manual is obviously, it looks like it's printed off of a normal printer and everything on A4 paper. Perfectly fine. As an introduction to this is so this is the one from the actual novel in 1898, which is nice. Only 5 copies of this book that showed notes on construction. It's got a bit here how to put it together, how it would have stood, how to make it look nice, and how to, in written form, it's telling you how to assemble the model there. And then you've got a picture on a separate sheet of paper, as you can see here, of how it goes together. And it looks like you're going to have to bend, yeah, like ever so slightly, as you can see, the white metal legs. So they're very pliable. In fact, I'll probably assume that I would have said they were more lead than white metal. Actually, they feel like lead. Just having a quick look here to see if they've got anything that's you know, it tells you fine source parts for primary before use, gently twist and pressure. It doesn't say what they are, but yeah, it just says they're metal. It says here to bend the resin parts, obviously do it under warm water to achieve the desired posture. So yeah, I mean, you're going to have to put it together a bit and bend it and twist it, which is a nice little challenge actually. And it says here about tentacles and things on this drawing here is what you'd use for a reference. This is Correa's drawing from the original books apparently. So they're saying, you know, for things like, you know, you've got these little tentacles, you can use stretched sprue or metal wire, which is for these bits, which hangs from the cupola by the looks of it. It does, if you see on here, I'll just show you. You just see on there, you see these little bits, these strands. It looks like it's like a hair of some sort. So I would imagine either some lead wire, or if you wanted them moving, you could have them naturally hanging, something like cotton or something like that. I would imagine some thick cotton might do it. Or you got some of the Models R Go fine line, which they use for antennas on airplanes. That might do it as well. But yeah, as it tells you, you know, it's like this was the antenna mast. Again, it says here, wire to achieve desired look. Note that the mast does not get mentioned in the novel at all, or it doesn't look to be in the picture either, so that's one of your own things. Heat ray, drill a hole at the back of the heat ray and insert the tip of one arm in it. The underside element, provided in resin, it's sometimes shown on drawings as being transparent or translucent. A section of clear plastic sprue can be used to achieve this look. So again here, you know, they're saying that it's good that you can change it and do what you want with it, and you have to add parts yourself. So this, I would say, this is definitely not for the beginner at all. We've got 2 types of basket. We've got this one, this is a basket, and this one as well. And again, it depends what type, which one you want to build and things. So it's one of those kits where it's giving you a few options to build one, you know, for something that you wouldn't usually have a lot of options for. But I think that's absolutely fantastic because you can do like several different versions. I suppose there are different versions in different photographs. You see this one goes on underneath, and then this basket goes on the rear, sort of thing. Or is it this one? I would imagine that's the other basket actually. Okay, but I've got to say, this has been staring at me. I have it on top of my rack here, and it's been staring at me for, well, I bought it at Telford last year, and so it's been staring at me for a year, and I keep saying, oh, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. But now I've taken it apart and had a look at it, because I thought it might be a quick build or something, but that's definitely not a quick build. You're going to take a time, and obviously with the metal legs and things like that, there's a lot of burr and flash on them that are going to need sorting and things like that. So it's a kit that's going to take a lot of time and effort, but I think you could do a very small diorama. And to be honest with you, the one that's on there, as you can see, where it's stepping over a lake and there's some smashed, burnt out car in the foreground. If you get a 144 old car, you can smash the chassis up. There's a nice little diorama right there. I quite like the look of that little river and on a hill and everything. You could make that on a very small base, maybe 2.5, 3 inches by 3 inches. That would look really nice, I think. So for me, it's a thumbs up kit. Definitely not for a beginner, but it's such a really good subject. I think they're well worth it. And I've already flashed the price up. If I remember rightly, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, I think it was about £18, £25, something like that. I did buy it at Telford, so I got it a bit cheaper because I bought a few other kits as well from them. But Dom at RetroKits is a nice guy as well, always happy to help and everything. But total recommend from me. That looks like a nice little challenge, that one. So that is the RetroKits Martian tripod in 1144. Until next time, take care. Bye bye. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm certainly going to look forward to building that. That's going to test quite a lot of skills actually. It's being a multimedia kit as well. There's going to be lots of different things that you're going to have to take into consideration when building that. I'm really looking forward to it actually. And it's actually going to be a decent size as well. I'm definitely going to put it on a little tiny diorama. I've got a good idea for that up there. So now we're going to go over to the benches. We're not going to do my bench because I've done absolutely bugger all again. I probably won't do anything next month either because it's just going to be moving house and setting up the new house and things like that. So I don't think it's going to be until December before I get to do anything again. But I've got Cohen's Tiger 1 thing to finish as well, and I've got a friend's car that I want to get really stuck into. I've done the engine on it, but I haven't gone any further than that yet. Hopefully I'll get started to those in December. And I might, with a new home, because I'm going to be based there a lot more, I think I might have more time, but fingers crossed. I keep saying that, don't I? Anyway, over to Paul's little section of the show.
Thanks, Lee. So welcome to my section of the news show. What have we got today? Well, it's the builder for Telford. It's less than a week away. Preparations for that have been underway for quite some time. I've been busy modelling away, trying to get demo pieces ready for the table. Coming to the end of that, which you'll see in a minute, we go to my builds. What's going on the forum? Busy as always. Loads of great entries to group builds, SiGs, etc. New SiG started. It's a member orientated one, even though it was started by me. It's not an official ISM one, and that's on the Mi-24 Hind helicopter. So any Hind, any scale, started 21st of October and it finishes 1st November next year. The idea of it finishing then is I want mine ready for Telford for the table next year. There's a group of us. I've got this beast behind me, the 135th Trumpeter Hind. I've got a ton of aftermarket for mine, and I'm hoping to start this when I get back from Telford in a week or so. And it looks to be an interesting build. Hopefully we're going to get between half a dozen and a dozen people taking part. If you want to build another helicopter that isn't a Hind, feel free to join in. Just post it elsewhere on the forum, obviously. I would have called it a helicopter build, but there's not many people that aren't building a Hind, so it made sense to call it a Hind SiG, which is a special interest group build. So that's why it's called that. But if you want to build another helicopter, feel free, they're all welcome in there. You can even put it in amongst the builds on the Hind, don't even worry about it, just stick it in there. And I'm looking forward to that. So it's a beast of a kit, it's huge, it's like 2.5 foot long. Not like the SU I had, that huge SU30 that I had. That thing was just ridiculous to work on. Took up the entire bench. This thing, at least the rotors come off, so it hasn't got the width of the SU30. So hopefully, touch wood, I won't get burnt out as much trying to work on it. But looking forward to it. Loads of reference material, etc. I'll go through all that. I'll do a video blog for my channel, and I'll go through everything I've got for it just before I start it. So that's that. Like I say, Telford's coming up. I leave next Friday. Today is Friday, so it's a week today I leave. Preparations are done, nearly all complete. So I go there Friday, stay in there Friday night, Saturday night, come home Sunday. If you're there at Telford on the Saturday or Sunday, feel free to pop along. We're in Hall 1, just a little further down than Airfix. It's basically where we were last year, but the opposite end of the table. So a bit of a better position. We've got a bigger table this year, there's 4 tables. I got a lot of builds to display, a few of the other guys helping out. I've also got builds to display as well. My builds have been done to demo the washers. So basically, to show you guys what they look like, I have to explain every time, so I can just point at something and show it rather than worrying as to, you know, every 5 minutes explain to somebody what it is. So I've got loads of builds for that. A few of the guys are bringing theirs, like I say. Lee can't make it, unfortunately, so I've roped in help from a few friends. So there's myself, there's Anthony, Tim, and my friend Nigel as well. And there's also a couple of other guys that'll be there on standby should we need them. So feel free, pop along to the table, say hello. We've got all the UMP products for sale there. So everything we sell on our website will be there. So that's all the UMP products, the Tarangas, the Tacom kits, everything, all the Metal Earth kits, all the aftermarket for the Tarangas kits. So if you want anything, come along. We'll be doing a show special on the kits as well. There'll be an absolute slash price on those. So if you want to come grab a bargain, come to the stand and pick one up. What else is going on? The GBs SiG reveal video. Slideshow's all done. I just need to film it. I've been very, very busy doing this. I've been absolutely up the wall. So as soon as I get back in Telford, I'll film the video and we'll get that released. So that shouldn't be too long, maybe a week, 2 at the most. The Tacom, Kraz and the Tarangas vegan builds. Again, I've just been up the wall lately. No free time for doing video builds. I even started doing small videos just to keep, you know, in the loop. I'm not finding time to do those. At the Telford, make a concerted effort to make time to do them. So I will get the Kraz AFV Techniques videos up and running again. And we'll get that Tarangas vegan, which still needs that splinter cam. It's there. I can see it at the corner of my eye. And it scares the life out of me. So I'm going to give it a go and we'll get back to them after that. That's it. I did have notes. They fell on the floor. I can't see them now. So I've no idea what the last subject was on there. I think it was video builds. So fingers crossed it is, because it's all the way over there and I can't see it now. But that's it really. So yeah, not much to talk about today. Like I say, if you're at Telford, come see us, come say hello and come buy our products as well. And if you want a bargain kit, come and see us. And there you go. So I'll take you over to the workbench and we'll look at my current builds. So over at my workbench, I have 2 completed. One that I started last month, one that I started soon after, and one that's in progress, which I started a while back, a bit burnt out on, and I'm back at it now. So we'll start off with in progress. That's the Mark 1 Hellcat, if I remember right. So this is from the Eduard combo pack, dual combo. So they're both Fleet Air Arms Hellcats. I did the blue one, which you might remember from a while back. And then there's this one in, I believe it's a temperate camo scheme. So you've got extra dark sea grey, it's an olive drab as such, and the sky underneath. So we're at the stage, we've done some paint effects. What I've been doing lately, I've not been pre-shading or post-shading. I've been doing this for a while, just to see what I prefer. I think the first kit I did it on was my Airfix Hurricane I did a while back. So all I'm doing at the minute is priming grey, base colour down, lighten tone of the base colour, fading the panels right up to the edges, and then coming back with the original base colour again to add a little bit of tonal variation in the panel, and that's it. And that's given me nice faded paintwork, a little bit of tonal variation, and it's given the effect of panel lines. Even though I'm not shading the panel lines, I'm shading the panels. So you know, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. This is just the way I choose to do it. I used to pre and post shade. I never did any either at one point. Didn't even fade the panels when I first started. It's just progression. As you go along, you pick something that you know, a way you'll see other people how they do things. You'll pick either follow them religiously, or you'll pick and choose parts that you like and you'll use that yourself. And that's what I've done over the years. Different modelers, I pick parts off. And as you go along, you progress, you find a different way of doing it. And if you're happy doing that, by all means do it. No one can tell you that it's right or wrong. No one has got the right to tell you it's right or wrong or criticise you for doing it. It's your choice, it's your hobby. Yes, that's a cliche, but who cares? It's your hobby. Do whatever way you want to do it. If you don't want a panel fade, fine. If you don't want a pro shade, pre-shade, post-shade, fine. If you do, fine. It's your choice, it's your hobby. Enjoy it, do it how you see fit, and forget what other people think. There's much more things to focus on than panel fading and post shading, etc. Put a wash on your model. That makes a huge difference to a model. That will bring a model alive. Set your decals properly, fade the decals, put a matte coat down, don't have a glossy finish unless it is a glossy finish aircraft. They're things to focus on, I think, more important. Get those basic skills down, and then you can come back and start thinking, right, I fancy post shading or pre-shading. Don't worry about those for now. And like I say, nobody can tell you it's right or wrong. And that's that. Discussion that was had on Facebook today, I did these invasion stripes. These are painted on. So a couple of hours, or so more than a couple of hours of masking and painting, etc. Somebody did ask me how I'll do it, and I'll explain in a second. Somebody said, oh, they were brushed on in a rush. They were never that straight. Well, if you saw this close up, yeah, you'd see they were brushed on. If you've seen it 48 times smaller, would you see those irregular panel, you know, the lines? I don't think you would. Not as much. And besides, I think if you did it irregular, if you did brush paste on the evasion stripes, people are going to look at it and think it's a poor model because you've done it that way. So there's no right or wrong answer. If you want to paint them on, by all means do it. If you want to mask them like I did, do it. It's up to you. For me, I think scale down those lines will probably look near enough perfect. If you saw the aircraft close up, you'd see it. If you saw it miles away, it looks straight, perfectly straight. So for me, this is how I do it, and again, no right or wrong way. How I do these, somebody did ask me how I get them so perfect. Basically, it seems to be that through the scales, Tamiya tape has got the invasion stripes perfect. So I believe in 72 scale, the 6mm one is the ideal width. In 48, 10mm is perfect, and I think even in 32 scale, the 18mm is absolutely spot on as well. Whether that's right or wrong, that's the way I've been doing it for a while now, and they look perfect to me. So what I do is I mark off using the instructions, using panel lines or other points of reference to figure out where it goes. I'll put one on either end, get it about right where I want it. Then I will work across with each piece of tape. So I'll put 5 pieces of tape across to get the exact widths. Before I do that though, sorry, I missed a step. I will get the exact widths that way by using the tape. Then take off the middles, leaving the 2 edges. So you got the perfect edges, top and bottom. Spray it all white, let that dry for a day. Come back, get the panels back in again with the tape. It's very laborious, like I say. Remove the tape for the black and then spray that in. And that's it. So you're using the tape to measure each line as you go. You can take the tape off and reuse it so you're not wasting it. But that's how I do it, and they always turn out quite nice, like that has. Now what you will find is where you go around the leading edges, etc., you can't get the tape perfectly straight. So what I do is I use the thick tape, the Tamiya tape, to get the marking. So I'll remove this and use this as the edge and use some flexible tape to get that edge, take it off, so on, so forth. It is very laborious to do. I think I've got it down to a fine art now. I've done it that many times. It's a bit of a bore to do. But I think the effect is very good once it's done. So that's that. So this is now glossed, ready for decals, which started applying last night. I had enough yesterday, went to bed. I thought I'd get back to these today. So once the news show's over, I'll get back to them. I did make a mistake. I didn't leave the panel for the Royal Navy, so I'm going to spray that back in the camo colour there. Completely forgot to do it. Knew to do it and completely forgot. But this is another display piece for Telford. I've got the blue one to set on a base together. This will have dark dirt on it. And in fact, this will feature in a new video I'm going to do before the dark dirt to show the wash being used in a couple of days when I get to that point. So yeah, all the decals need to go on. All the main markings nearly on. Just got the sides of fuselage markings to go on. All the stencils to go on. You're going to be glossed again, left for another day, and then I get the dark dirt on it, and this will be ready for next Friday. And away we go. So great kits, these Edward kits. A little bit of work. They're not really easy kit to do. There's a lot of zoom etch inside, but they go together fairly well. And again, this will be open canopy, so you can see everything inside. So there's that one. I can sit over there. Another one completed is for another SIG that was my original idea, and that's the YAG SIG. So anything yagged So a bit of confusion, and Lee didn't help either with his little graphics on last month's news show either. Jagd means hunting. So you got Jag Panzer, Jag Panther, Jag Tiger. So they're hunting variants of that chassis. So it's Panzer IV chassis, the Panther chassis, and the Tiger chassis, which is why they were given the Jagd prefix. There are also Panzer Jaeger, which are tank hunters, different. So Elephants, Ferdinands, Marders, I think the Hummel, no, maybe not the Hummel, the Nashorn, etc. They are all purpose-built tank destroyers, Panzer Jaegers, different things. Sorry, Lee, but you are wrong, mate. And you put whatever you want on the screen, but you are wrong. And it's caused confusion with people thinking, oh, I can build an Elephant, Ferdinand, etc. Sorry, the SiG is just Jagd. So just the Tiger, Panzer, and the Panther, and that's it. So don't want anyone to be confused. You already hurt a few people's feelings, I think, by the time they couldn't build things. And after the last video, I had a few PMs off other confused people thinking they could then build them. No, just those. This is my entry. It's the Dragon 135th Jag Tiger with Zim. Showed it started last month. It's finished to a degree where I want it for now, which is light weathering. And the tracks have just been burnished with our fluid. I want to use this as a display piece to show our fluid in use at Telford. So it's at a stage where it is now. When I come back, I'll probably add a bit more weathering to it, a bit more mud, dust, etc. Rust up the tracks a little bit more. But for how it is now, it's exactly how I want it. So if we go to the overhead cams, you can see tracks are nice done. I've got a little bit of weathering underneath, a little bit of pigments and what have you underneath. Tracks are all done. Obviously they come off and the spare tracks fell off to the side. They sag down now obviously once they're off, but that was the colour I wanted because that is just straight up burnished. There's nothing else done to those tracks and that colour is fantastic. So a bit of situational weathering. It's been faded. Sorry, no, the camo is done. We've had an off filter, we've had a wash all over it. It's been matte coated, we've rusted up the exhaust, we've got the spare track links on. I stole the commander figure out my other Panther I did ages ago. A couple of chains on there. So it is weathered, but I think it just needs a little bit more to tie it all together. And like I say, when I come back from Telford, I will probably add a little bit more weathering to it to get it where I want it. So there's that. So there's one completed for the Jag SiG. We'll pop that out of the way. And another one, I think I started, yeah, I did show you the kit last month on all the extras. What I'm going to do, I've got two of them on a display base. I'm going to try and grab them because they're still on if when I took pictures the other day. I think I showed you this last month, it was the Aggressor. I'm going to try and go up a little bit on that cam. We'll get another cam in shot. There we go, that'll do. So we've got two Tamiya 148 Aggressors. I've got one in the Alaskan scheme. It's a little bit dusty because they've been out for a few days, and one in the blue, light blue, dark blue, grey scheme as well. So two different ones. One's complete out of the box. You've seen this one before. This one I threw loads of aftermarket where I showed you last month at it, and I built it in about 3 weeks. Yeah, I think I built it in 3 weeks. So we've got a full zoom interior, resin seat, resin wheels, got metal pitot tube. We've got a boarding ladder, which I bought for it as well. What else is there? I did have aftermarket landing gear doors, but they didn't fit. I had something else that wouldn't fit as well. Oh, the exhaust nozzle, made for the kit, didn't fit it at all. Stupid by Aries. So if I move that out of the way, so yeah, we're on one of Coastal Kit's display bases, which is what these will be displayed on at Telford. So if I move the block 32 out of the way, we can have a good look at this one. So like I say, painted in the two blues and the grey Aggressor scheme using Jim's fantastic Aero mask, which worked great on this. We've done very light weathering because these birds seem to be kept quite clean from all the pictures I can see. I'll show you the cockpit in a minute. So not a lot of weathering. We've got a decent wash on there. It's got a nice dark dirt wash on it, which if we go to the close-up cam you can see. Really brings out the detail. Left a little bit of grubbiness behind from the wash, which is the beauty of our washes. You can leave a little bit behind should you wish. Added some streaks of grime here and there on the aircraft. The only thing I wish I had replaced, and I do it every time, is the Tamiya decals. They're just crap, really crap. There's no other way to explain it. They just don't lay down properly. They need multiple coats of solver set. They even need to score them to get them to lay down. And these lines were an absolute nightmare. Luckily I had the set spare from the other one, because I did need the multiple decals to get them down. Like I say, we had the boarding ladder, which if I could pick it up and turn it when it's fallen off, is a photo etch Edouard boarding ladder. I thought it was going to be an absolute nightmare to build. It actually took me an hour. Full photo etch, about 15 to 18 pieces. So that's a nice touch. So if I take that off, I'll show you the cockpit. So as you can see, this is a nice little thing. Looks very well. The canopy's loose on this too, so that can come off, and hopefully we can see inside the cockpit. I'll just knock the sidewinder off the side. All the ordnance is loose. Get back on there, please. Probably going to fall off again because I'll knock it again. But if we can get in there, you can see the nice Aries resin seat, giving it a nice wash. All the zoom control panels on the edge. And a beautiful instrument panel. Up front I've got a little tiny bit of paint to touch up there with the canopy. Took it off, or I had it glued in place temporarily. These are absolutely stunning kits. Can't recommend them enough. Such a simple, easy build. There's no drama to them at all. They just go together flawlessly. And I've got another 2 of these in 48 scale, not the aggressors, the block 25 and the block 50, and the block 50 and 72 scale. And I think I'm going to buy another of these aggressors because there's another scheme on the box I want to do. It's like a green, brown, grey scheme, another Russian one. So I want to do, so I've got all 3, but highly recommended kit, absolutely superb. We did a little bit of work on the nozzle. There was multiple coats of alkali on there. Hopefully you can see the blue sheen that's probably got in places. A lot of work on that as well. That came out quite nice. We can spin it round without anything falling off. Lightly weathered undercarriage. One thing I do need to do, which I completely forgot to do, is paint the battery red inside. Rookie mistake. But again, just minimal weathering underneath. Nothing too OTT. Nice resin wheels. Absolutely beautiful, as you can see. And these are just excellent all-round kits. Absolutely brilliant. These will be on display at Telford. I've got the 2 aggressors on that base, got the 2 Hellcats on a similar base, got the Yag Tiger, and a few other builds. The 32 scale F16 will be there again, and hopefully they'll look well on the table and be a valuable tool for selling the products as well. So there we go. Thanks for watching. I'll take you back to Lee. I'll see you soon. Hopefully see you at Telford, and I'll catch you around.
Well done, Paul. Thanks for that. As you say, nice little segment there. It just remains to say thank you to our sponsors, as we do every week. Without them, we wouldn't have been able to get off the ground in the first place, and their continued support is so very much appreciated. But I'd say Peter at E-Models, thank you very much to all the guys there at E-Models. John and Mandy at Models and Go, thank you guys. Obviously Sean at S&M Stuff as well, thank you. And to ourselves, Ultimate Modelling Products, for sponsoring wherever we can. But I hope you've enjoyed the show. If you've got any questions, come over to the forum, and there's a thread there where you can, if you've got any questions for the show and everything, there's a thread there that you can ask them on. Please pop over to ISM, register if you haven't done, join in the fun. But until next time, take care, farewell.